if you guys watch from the beginning. I'm just out in the shop looking at some stems for 3 or 4 pipes I have, and figured I'd get on and do a little live. Hey, doing good. How about you? Just working on some stems for pipes. I V-slotted them yesterday. Right now I'm trying to pick a color combination for which pipe. Thought I'd just get on and do a live while I was looking at them, and not sure what color to go with yet. Sitting around the campfire, puffing on some Zambian tobacco. Nice. Need to get some calipers real quick. Well, thank you. What I'm doing currently. Hey, how's it going, Brutal? What I'm doing currently is I think I've decided to go with this. Doesn't show up very well. It's got a little bit of a dark red and black, almost like a Cumberland look to it when I get it polished up. What I'm doing currently though is I'm measuring the depth of the mortise. Camo shorts. So I measure the depth of the mortise here, and it comes out about 540. And then I'm measuring to about the center of the hump on the mouthpiece to the end, and it comes out at about 830. No, hold on, I moved a little bit. So I'm close to 840. So when I insert them, get a nice tight fit, then I can measure from basically the middle of here to the pipe to determine how deep it is inside the mortise. And I think it's about 80 thousandths away from hitting bottom. Now granted, with the military mount you can't hit bottom, but we want to get it close. So what I'll do is take some sandpaper and I'll sand down the taper on this a little bit, switch it up through 2 or 3 grits, and then polish it up with some red. Hello, CC. In order to get it to insert just a little farther into the mortise to where we have a better joint in there. And we don't have such a big gap in between the end of the stem and and the end of the draft hole. So yeah, I'm just taking the diameter of this down slightly. And then got a few changes going around here. Pipe shows is going to be Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and that will be August 7th and 8th, and that's what I'm currently trying to get some pipes ready for. So I'll show you what I got in the way of pipes. I have this one here that I decided that this stem's going to go with. And let's see if I can get a better light source here. You're going to be blinding me probably. I got this little volcano with kind of a different shape of a shank on it. It's not a teardrop because it's got a point on both sides. I don't know what you'd want to call that. It's not an oval because it comes to a point, so I wouldn't consider it an oval. But you know, there's a volcano there, and there it is with a stem. It probably won't get that stem because that one's going to go on the other one. I also have this one. It's kind of different. Hey, good evening, David. Got the Wizard loaded. Cool. With some home blend. Nice. And here's this little guy here, kind of a check mark looking thing. He's got kind of a teardrop shank on him. He's a little different than normal. Left that really wide bottom side there. And then I have this horn shape. This is the first horn I've done. And if you see that little spot there, that's actually horn in a horn. That's a deer antler that I ground up and then epoxied in there to that little spot. And I left some plateau on the bottom. And then the other side. And I left it with kind of a square going all the way to the back. Something different. Let's see, what am I doing here? Trying to look for some sandpaper. 600 grit's a little too fine. I think this stuff here will work. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. So there's two of you in here right now. Anybody that watches later will hear too. Thought I heard one of my dogs outside making some noise. Currently, it's Grunewald Pipes LLC is my registered name for the company. That's only going to go through the end of July. Traveled to Montana for the summer. Too hot, humid, and crowded in Alabama this time of year. Hey, how's it going, Chris? So yeah, currently the company's been ran as Grunewald Pipes LLC on paperwork. So I don't know. I probably need to change my Instagram over. It's not for any reason other than taxes and all that type of junk. Company or the country worrying about whether I'm making money and how I'm making money, and it's all about that really, because if I stay as an LLC and the company's not profitable, after 2 or 3 years they will want me to turn the business into a hobby. And granted, this is more in the realm of hobby at the moment, but when I retire, then this will be more for actual income. Right now the company is I'm just working the company to pay for the equipment. I'm not making a paycheck here. Luckily I have another job where I make a living at the moment, and I still got some more equipment to get. I haven't finished paying for the lathe yet. I still got to get a sandblaster. I could get another cabinet. I don't really love the one I have, but mainly I need to get a big air compressor, and that's not going to be cheap either. So due to buying all the equipment, the company is not profitable to the point of paying me. Is there any tax cuts? No tax cuts. So I'm switching from LLC to a incorporated, because my tax man tells me if it's a corporation, they don't care if I lose money. Whereas with a regular LLC, they care if you lose money year after year. And until I get all my equipment paid for, the company's not really going to be profitable. So it'll be profitable enough to pay for the equipment, but not profitable to the point that I actually get paid any real money, like a check from the company. So hopefully when I turn 65, 67, whenever I decide to retire, at that point, when I'm no longer buying equipment and all I have to do is buy materials, I'm hoping the company at that point will be making money. So even though there's a name change, Grunewald Pipes to Grunewald Handmade Inc. now, it doesn't really affect the pipes in any way, or my process or ownership or anything like that. It's just a different classification for the company. 1 second. Sorry, I was just trying to shine up the stem. Still needs a little more polishing, but wanted to get it cleaned up here at the tenon area so I can test fit. Plunger Shop, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. and I over sanded. Now I'm loose. There's no gap at the bottom of the mortise and tenon, but it's loose. Dadgummit. Hopefully it fits this one. I know what I may do. Instead of worrying about that, what I may do, in order to get it not bottom out, I'll just take a hair off the end, and we'll get it to fit that way. That was something that cracked me up my first pipe making seminar. I was told being a pipe maker is being a problem solver, and I didn't get that initially. Didn't understand it, didn't make sense to me. But after a little bit of time making pipes, I understand that now. So we'll file a little bit off the end. It's close. And then I'll have to do the bevel, relief inside there again. We're getting there. And we're getting close. Mari, how's it going? For those of you who just stopped by, Seth, Plunder Shop, instead of Grunewald Pipes, LLC, the new legal name for the company is going to be, starting next month, will be Grunewald Handmade Inc. We're going to switch over to a corporation. We're getting there. Man, it's close. I'm going to keep taking a little more off. I want it a little bit snug, more snug than what it is currently. And all I'm doing is using this file just to take some off the length of the mouthpiece because it's bottoming out in the mortise. think I like that fit. Let's buffer up just a touch. Now I need to redo my what I do. Alrighty, so we're going to use the countersink, and I'm just going to countersink the end of that. That way the air flows well into the mouthpiece. So set that there. I'm going to open it up just a little more. Alrighty. So now, hopefully we get the fit we're looking for. Oh yeah. So there it is. We can heat it up and put a bend in it later and then finish polishing it up. But at least we got it close. Not sure how well that's showing up. It's got kind of a Cumberland look to it. It's got some red swirls through it, so that's that one. Let's see, we'll put that one in the bag. And all right, something else we can do. We're gonna do a yabo, and this came from Porch Piper Tom. And I had asked Tom a little while back about getting me some corn cobs. So that's what I'd been waiting on and expecting. And Tom, when you watch this, I want to thank you very much. He went above and beyond like always. He sent me some 4th generation winter mixture. Very cool. He sent me a bro note. He also sent me some Peterson Hyde Park. It's a traditional English blend with bright and dark fired Virginias, sun cured Indian, and burley tobaccos. That sounds interesting. Let's see if the other has the description. A blend of red and bright Virginias pressed and cut into ready rub mixture. So looking forward to trying those. And now to show you what I was waiting on. He lays them out really nice. Makes for a nice little display of corn cobs. Those are awesome, aren't they? I've been wanting to get some cobs to anybody that wants to try. And these are the old ones with the reed. And made in Washington, Missouri. So pre-Missouri Meerschaum, I guess. H&B. And that is too cool, Tom, that you picked those up for me, and I'll probably do a video and also show this stuff on the video for those that don't watch the lives. But yeah, he sent me 10 of them. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. So I'll set this down. And now I need to determine another stem. So here's the volcano again. I'm debating on a color of stem and I can't decide. There's red with it. And then I got this black and gray swirl. Kind of like swirl. If anybody has an opinion on which one they like the best. And I got this light ice blue. Got kind of a swirly design in it also. Now I've got this white swirl. Hard to see the swirl in there. And then the last one I have is what I call Tortuga or turtle shell. Mike likes the red. Awesome. Thanks, Mike. And then I have two others. Got this little dude here, looks kind of like a check mark. Same color combinations again, but the shade of this pipe's just a little different than the yeah, it's a little darker than the volcano was. And then the last pipe that I'll have that I'll need to fit a stem for is this horn. It's a much lighter color. And you think the turtle shell on the volcano? I was thinking about going with this black with the gray swirl on this horn pipe. Make it a little more interesting maybe. Or I can show you with that ice blue on the horn. And again the white on the horn. And then again on the Tortuga. So the gray swirl on the horn. Got that plateau going on the bottom, and like I said earlier, this little mark here is actually horn in a horn. I sanded down some a deer antler and epoxied that into that little spot there, and I also epoxied it in this deep spot right here that looks kind of yellowish. Filled that with a little bit of deer antler also on the horn. Turtle on the dark one. So this is the darker one. It does have a nice look, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I like that turtle shell or that Tortuga on a lot of pipes. I'm wondering if maybe I should buy a lot more of the Tortuga stems than I do anything else. Typically, I buy the same number of all the colors that I get, and I get all these from Primal at Raw Crafted. Primal's a great guy, extremely helpful. There's the ice blue, but yeah, I'm with you. I think the I think the turtle looks nice on that. Alrighty, so we got our colors picked out for those 3 pipes. It's just a matter of getting the fit and finish. They've all been opened up like a handmade pipe. I do can't tell in that one. Maybe it's the Tortuga that'll show up. Oh, I know. I'll put the light behind it. On these Emberlings, let's see. There we go. Now I think you can kind of see. Actually, I'll stick something down in there that'll definitely make it show up. You see here how that blade is in an angle, and it comes in at an angle from the other side. So these stems have been V-cut in order so they breathe just like a handmade pipe. Well, handmade stem for handmade pipes. The biggest difference with an Emberling versus one of my handmaids is I'm going to hand cut the stem or the mouthpieces out of round stock instead of using a pre-made stem. Takes quite a bit more time to do that. I think these acrylic mouthpieces are pretty nice. Like here's some extra, or maybe this is just Tortuga. It's kind of hard to sell. This is the same material. It's just this is still in round stock form. Typically, I've been using these for my mouthpieces on my Shire series pipes for that. Because that's acrylic, but I do have round stock in, like here's some Cumberland that's looks like it's a light green and black. Let me polish it, maybe, whoa, let you see what it looks like, just for fun. That'll show up a little better, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see some of the green stripes running through it. So that's a green and black Cumberland. But yeah, that's round stock. If I was going to cut a ebonite stem for a pipe, and I will in the future. I've done some. I'd like to get another handmade done for Ohio. Hoping to get that knocked out between now and then. I think we've got about 3 weeks before we get to that point. So that is coming up. Let me take a depth measurement of this mortise. Should be pretty close to the same. It's a little different. Alrighty. So this needs to be, it needs to go about 85, 90 thousandths deeper with this one on this pipe. You can see the gap here, what the size of it is. So I'm measuring the mortise to figure out how deep this should go in, and then I measure the distance off of here to the center of my profile there, and that tells me how much more that can go into the pipe. So with that being the case, what I'll do is I'll take some sandpaper and just sand down the tenon a little bit. It's a military mount, it's tapered. Hey, there he is. How's it going, Tom? Hopefully you're having a great week. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know if you watched the whole video or if you're just hopping in here at the 36-minute mark, but I'm already showing off the package. And you did not have to do this, really, but I do appreciate those. I showed those to the guys on here a few minutes ago. I showed them your nice little display of these 10 cobs. That is awesome. And now all I gotta do is find some people to introduce to the corn cobs that I have here, because that's what I plan to do with them. I want to be able to introduce others to our great little world here in the YTPC. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. They don't look like much. Oh, I think they're very cool. With those reed stems and everything, yeah, I think they're awesome. And I was telling them earlier, Tom, currently I am, or my company is, Grunewald Pipes LLC. It's going through its third change here originally, and I didn't mention it originally. I was originally Grunewald Pipes LLC, which was a partnership between me and the wife and the son. And due to the cost of doing taxes as a partnership, I didn't realize there was so much more cost involved and a lot more paperwork at the end of the year. I turned it into a single member LLC. And that in itself worked great, but then I got a new tax guy, and he said the problem with that was with buying the equipment, the company's probably not going to be profitable within the next couple of years anyhow, maybe 3. He said they could declassify me and make me a hobby. He said the way to prevent that was to become a corporation. So the name change is going to be Grunewald Handmade Incorporated, or Inc. So no real change of ownership. It's still me, still the same equipment, everything, same process. The only difference is just going to be for paperwork. But you will notice a difference in the name here pretty soon. Starting in August, I'm going to switch it over probably here. Wife's business, and get it to a sole proprietorship. Yeah, it was a single member LLC is what they called it. And hopefully it doesn't jack my tax fees up a whole lot by being a C Corp. But my tax man said the C Corp, although it's not your goal to lose money, they won't declassify your business. And like I say, currently the company's just putting all its money back into the company, or I am, since I'm the company. I'm just putting all the money back into paying for the equipment, and I still need to buy a big air compressor. So there's some more money going out in the next couple of years for that. And now once I retire, then obviously this will be more income. It will generate income. I don't know how much, but it will generate income at that point. I'm hoping by the time I retire, all the equipment will be paid for and behind me. And then I just have material cost at that point. So hopefully in retirement it will be profitable, and I don't see why it shouldn't be. I'll have more time to be out here making pipes. Right now doing it on the side. Only have so many hours in a day. Here's a horn I'm working on, Tom. Kind of different. I don't smoke a horn currently, don't have a horn of my own. Here's a little volcano. And currently working on this little check mark looking deal here. It's the same way with hers, yep. Let's see where we are here. Take this measurement. Still got a little ways to go. Yeah, government seems to just make this stuff way too difficult. There's like 3 or 4 different websites you got to go to. You got to go to NBiz, you got to go to InTime, you got to go to DOR. I mean, it's just a headache. Thanks. Appreciate it. Wow, we're coming up over 40 minutes now on here. Just sitting here filing on fitting mouthpieces to pipes. I do have one that I already fit this stem to. Oh yeah. Well, is it for sale yet? No, it's not for sale yet, but it will be. I was planning on having it ready in the next couple weeks to go to Ohio. But if you're interested, we can talk. This one's got kind of a teardrop shank on it, little egg. It's hard to tell in the video, but it's got some red swirl, and it's kind of a muddy looking black with red. It just all kind of muddies together, but there is some swirl action in that one. Government makes us jump through hoops to get, yep, paperwork done. All right, Tom. Yeah, we can talk if you're interested in that little volcano. I could tell you how long it is. It's one of my longer ones. It's like 6 3/8 long. It's got kind of a, I don't know, wouldn't call it an oval, but it's definitely more oval-ish, but it comes to more of a point on both sides on the shank. It's got a fairly deep bowl in it. I don't know how deep that is off the top of my head. Probably getting close to 1.5 inches. At least 1 3/8 inches deep on that bowl. Air conditioner kicking on, so it may get a little noisier. Okay, if you're interested, that's fine. Let's see. So we'll test fit this now that I've sanded on it some. Take another measurement, and what I'm doing right now, I don't know if I mentioned this when you're in here, Tom. I'm trying to get these to where they get pretty close to the bottom of the mortise. Since it's a military mount, I'm just taking down the size of the taper a little bit, so it'll let me put the stem a little farther down in the mortise to close up that gap between the end of the stem and the draft hole inside the mortise. So that's what I'm working on right now. Heck, it looked like you were killing it to me in that slow smoke. There's no way I could keep up. And it amazed me, Tom, on that stirring method you looked like you had, where you were moving the tobacco around just by stirring it. That just blew my mind. I've never seen, of course I don't watch a whole lot of slow smokes, but I've never seen somebody, I would have thought moving it around and end up with the fire going over, and give him a call back and make sure everything's all right with him. I don't know if you've seen this or not. But my oldest brother's wife passed away last week. Um, so I hate to ignore his calls. I want to give him a call back and check on him, make sure everything's okay, make sure he doesn't need anything. He wants to ask me a question, but not important. He can talk to me later. Well, he just texted me back. But I try to get back to him quick. Um, Thanks, Yusuf. Appreciate it. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, they missed 56, being married 56 years by 2 days. She passed away 2 days before their 56th wedding anniversary. Pretty rough on him. So I'll go ahead and end the live so I can give him a call back and check on him just to make sure everything's good. I'm sure you guys understand, and I appreciate you guys a lot stopping by and checking out what I'm doing here. Appreciate the interest in my pipe making. Oh yeah, definitely. It's crazy that 56 years. Yeah. You're right. Some people make it 56 days. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all have a blessed weekend, and I will see you next time. Pipe on.